All right, it's just after 9 o'clock on Wednesday, October 1st. It's time for our weekly meeting of the Logansport Board of Public Works and Safety. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Franklin?
Here.
Chris Armstrong?
Here.
Ron Miller?
Present.
All members are present and accounted for. Approval of minutes from the September 24th, 2014 meeting.
I've reviewed them. I'd make a motion we approve as presented the minutes from the September 24, 2014 meeting.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion?
None.
Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Passes on a vote of 3-0. Approval of claims in the amount of $210,569.47.
I have reviewed those claims. I would make a motion we approve as presented the claims in the amount of $210,569.47.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion regarding the claims?
None.
Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed. Passes on a vote of 3-0. There are no licenses for consideration today. Are there any changes to the agenda? Hearing none. Visitor comments. Any visitor comments? Okay. Under old business, code enforcement officer. Hi, Phil.
You have a report in front of you for this Board of Works meeting.
This is under old business.
It's under old business.
Yeah.
The property at 426 Burlington Avenue,
Okay.
the trash violation has been cleared.
Okay.
All other notice to appear today have been cleared as well.
Okay.
With the exception of Carol Cash, who was extended to 10/8/14. I'm sorry that doesn't represent that there. She appeared this morning and asked for an extension. I granted it to her.
Okay.
I hope I'm not out of the line with you here, but the Norma and Vincetti Garcia, the house at 2001 North Street, was a tree and debris violation. That home has been sold in tax sale and appears to be empty. All others have been cleared.
Okay, in the 2001 North Street, I'm sorry,
That was a
tax sale?
Complaint of a tree
Okay.
leaning to property. I checked it out. The tree is standing. However, the house has been sold in a tax sale, and the property itself had been fairly well cleaned up except for the tree issue. And since
Okay.
it's gone to a tax sale, there'll be no further action on that this
Okay.
time.
So you'll keep an eye on it?
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Phil.
The old business, back to the old business concerning Patricia Babcock property at 2005 North Street, mowing on for 9/16 billing. Ms. Babcock is present and wants to present her objection.
Okay.
So I should say it that way.
Hi, if you would, will you pull the microphone over and you have to get fairly close to it, and if you would, state your name and address for the record.
Patricia Babcock, 5315 High Street, Logansport.
What was the address?
5315 High Street,
Okay.
Logansport.
All right. And what would you like to say?
Well, back in May, I believe, 20th, there was a notice sent to me for my property at 2005 North Street because the grass was too high.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to hear why or not, but that was remedied within 7 days. That was taken care of right away when I discovered the tenant was no longer doing it. He thought I was doing it. I thought he was doing it.
Okay.
So according to the statute, is it called, or no, ordinance?
City ordinance, okay.
City ordinance. It reads, notice shall advise the owner of the property of the violation and advise them to have 7 days to abate the violation. The notice shall also state that the amount of penalty included if the violation is not abated within 7 days. If the violation is corrected by the owner or the other responsible party within 7 days, no further action will be taken and no penalty imposed. And it was it was taken care of, and I got no further action.
Okay.
4.5 months later, 4.5 months later, after mowing the yard all summer, I had difficulty getting it done with all the rain. My son actually does it, and the two of us have to have our schedule together to get the mower in and out of the car and take it over there. We had an extraordinary amount of rain those 2 weeks. We went over there twice to get it mowed. Both times it was still really too wet. My mower kept stalling out. So unfortunately, the summer was no problem getting us there, but after school started, it was difficult. I had night bus trips. He had football. So it seemed like the 2 times we went, it wasn't dry enough. So then he got hurt at football and was being treated for a concussion. Well, at that time, the grass was really getting out of hand, and I said, I got to do something else. So since he couldn't do it and help me with it. So I arranged to get the tenant who used to do the lawn to agree to do it again. So I managed to get the mower to him on a Wednesday before it was mowed. And lo and behold, it rained Thursday, Friday, poured Saturday, rained Sunday. It was that really heavy downpour weekend we had. So Monday he didn't attempt it because it was too wet. Tuesday after work, which is 4:30, he gets home, he was going to mow. Well, it was still kind of too wet anyway, but he was going to attempt it. Well, he gets home and he finds the crew mowing the lawn. And he calls me and says, did you hire somebody? Why did you hire somebody? I told you I would do it. I said, I didn't hire anybody. So I was not notified. And after talking to a couple people here, apparently the way this was being done, they thought that this one-time mowing notice was going to be sufficient for the whole season.
Yeah.
Well, that is not in your ordinance, and that is not explained in the letter that a person receives.
Okay.
So I expected that I would be notified if, in fact, the city was about to do something. And if I had been, I could have let them know, hey, the mower's there, we're trying to take care of it. I could have told them the situation, and I was not trying to ignore my grass. If anything, I was really frustrated because I had been trying really hard to get that done. And so as you can imagine, the frustration I find when I find the crews on my lawn and they tore it up because it really wasn't dry enough to do. There's ruts all over the yard now, and they did a terrible job. But that's beside the point. The point is, in your ordinance, it states that if you clear it up within 7 days, no further action will be taken. And that is what happened in May. I don't feel this pertains to what goes on in September unless you state in your ordinance somewhere that we will send you one letter for the whole mowing season. That is not, and at any time if we feel your grass is too high, we'll come and do it. Mm-hmm. That is not in there, nor is it explained in the letter that you send to the people.
Okay.
So that's the reason and the only reason. Now, if I had been notified and I ignored it, I would have no problem with this, and I
Okay.
would gladly pay your bill.
Okay. A couple of things. Thanks for being here.
Mm-hmm.
We always welcome the opportunity for the property owner to come in and present their side of the story. We're always happy to do that, and we don't like doing this. We don't make any money by this, and really we spend so much time dedicated to mowing and cleaning properties and things like that. It's not our desire to do that, but we do have to deal with it on a regular basis. We have really a full-time code enforcement officer, 2 full-time people in the summer who do nothing but mow. So it's an ongoing problem. I don't have enough information and background about this particular situation to be able to make an informed decision. But what I would ask this board to do is to take this under advisement, to give us a chance to take a look at this particular situation so that we have all the information before us before any final resolution is decided. But as far as the ordinance, I would want to get the ordinance out and actually take a look at it.
Yeah, I have it here for you if you'd like it.
And I appreciate that. And I have one down in my office too.
Okay.
But I'm fairly familiar with it, and I believe that there is a provision in the ordinance that requires us. We set it up so that it is a one-time notice each year. And part of the reason we do that is because the length or the the length of the grass, I believe, is 8 inches. It's what's spelled out in the ordinance. And if we notify the person and then give them 7 days to mow it, it's grown 7 inches in the next 7 days, so then it's 15 inches tall. And then if the person doesn't respond, we give them another notice to appear before the Board of Works, and then the grass is 18 inches tall, and by then it's pretty much a lost cause and the entire neighborhood is upset and things like that. But I'm not saying that's the case here. I'm just saying that's what we've encountered before. By the time we go through multiple notices in a year, sometimes the grass is 2 feet tall. And so even though in many cases it is somebody like you who is a hands-on property owner, many cases it's a bank in New York or Texas or someplace else that doesn't care in the least what the property looks like. They're only trying to sell it, and they settle up in the end when when the property is finally sold to the next owner. That's when they pay off the assessment, the liens, anything else the city may have assessed on that. So having said that, I do appreciate where you're coming from. I want to make sure that we do this right, and I would ask this board to take this under advisement and then give us a chance to do some more homework and to see what's contained in the file, what notice was sent, and to get basically the paper trail that is created every time that, I'm sorry, every time that there's a document that's mailed or recorded, we save it. There's a record of it, and that includes the door hanger that's left on the door, as well as any proceedings that are sent through the U.S. mail and special delivery, all those things. So give us a chance to take a look at it. We'll get back with you.
Right.
Okay.
And that was sent in May, and then nothing further was done.
Right,
After
and that's
that,
why I say
on
I
your
want
end,
to be
yeah.
able to pull the ordinance and to
Right.
know exactly.
And I really
want to be able to
scoured.
cite to you the paragraph and
Right.
verse
I
of the
scoured the
ordinance that
ordinance.
I'm pretty sure it says in the ordinance that there is a one-time mowing notice. It's in the ordinance on the letter. It's a one time per year, and that's what I want to have a chance to look
It's at the top of the letter that you send, but it doesn't explain what a one-time mowing notice means. It doesn't say that for the rest of the summer, if your grass gets over 8 inches, we have the right to come and mow whenever we feel like it. It does not say that.
Sure.
And I was...
It says one-time mowing notice for season 2014.
Exactly.
Okay, and that is...
But that doesn't, but your ordinance says if you take care of the problem within 7 days, no further action will be taken.
Right.
So this isn't explained in either the ordinance or the letter,
Okay,
what
and
this means. So
Thank
if
you
you
for
want to
describing
do
your
it that
concern,
way,
and
if you want to do...
I want to be
yeah.
able to take a look at it.
Okay,
and
and if
then
you
we'll
want to
respond
do it
to
that
you.
way, I would just advise you to clarify both in the ordinance and the letter
Okay.
that you have the right to come at any time, months later, without notice.
Okay.
Okay?
We'll certainly take your suggestions
Thank
under
you.
advisement, and we'll let you know.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. Phil, do you have anything else?
Just to pertain to her, it does clearly state, I'm not trying to open up more conversation.
Can you move the microphone over?
Just for her understanding that it does say in her letter that this is a one-time mowing notice. I understand her understanding of it doesn't mean that it's only a one-time issue, that it continues on each year.
Okay.
So just so that can be said, I hear what she's saying, and I think that the board's decision on it is the
We'll
right word.
we'll certainly take it under consideration.
Okay.
Okay, at this point, I'll make two motions. One of them is to take the request of Patricia Babcock under advisement until further notice.
Second.
That's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion regarding the motion to take Patricia's request under notice, under advisement? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so that is passed on a vote of 3-0. Now, I would make a motion to approve the code enforcement officer's report as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, passes on a vote of 3-0. Okay, thank you, Phil. All right. We went ahead and acted on the code enforcement officer's report, his weekly report, even though it was a little out of order, but that's okay. Next, we have for consideration awarding of bids for ADA crossing at Martin's, and I'll ask Chris to explain that one.
We received 2 bids last week. One was from Michiana Contracting in the amount of $51,109, and the other one was from Smith Projects, Inc. in the amount of $48,580. First Group has reviewed both of these proposals, and we are, I'm advising that we pick Smith Projects in the amount of $48,580 to do the ADA ramp work and signals at the Martins Light Crossing.
I would second that.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion regarding the crossing, the ADA compliant crossing at what is known as the Martins Crossing? Hearing none? All right. It's been moved and properly seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? We award the contract to who? Smith?
Smith. I
Okay.
think it's Smith Group.
Okay. We have it on file. Okay.
No, I lost it.
Next, we have Dan Williams, Superintendent of Public Works, who's going to make a recommendation regarding bids for tub grinders that were open
Good
a
morning.
while back. Morning, Dan.
I'm going to start out probably a little bit different than anyone else that's ever done this. I would like to thank all 4 companies for the numerous hours that they put in on demonstrating the tub grinder. Every company was very professional, which makes the decision even harder. Usually you can weed them out the first 2 hours. This was not the case. So a big thanks for all who came and demonstrated. I'd like to thank Bob Ale, Cass County Solid Waste District Manager. He spent numerous hours. He was even helping them unload a couple of times. Phil Baker from the Street Department, and 2 big gold stars to City Council President Joe Buck and Bob Bishop. They were there every time, sometimes in the rain, sometimes in the fog, and they were really very, very helpful to me in making my decision. And with all the people involved, this time we would like for the board to award the bid to Vermeer Midwest for the amount of $364,074, and that is my recommendation.
364,074.
Yes, sir.
And Dan, for the record, can you tell us what a tub grinder does? What is it?
Well, I learned the hard way about everything. We go down every street and every alley every other week and pick up a little bit of everything, from big tree limbs to little tree limbs to tree stumps, and we carry those to the compost site at the state hospital. When we get them there, they're put in a great big pile and we grind them up. That's what grinds all of them up. Some of them go into mulch, some of them go into bark, and that's what that is used for. And it's just a clean, green way of disposing of what we can. And then we not only dispose of it, we don't take it to the landfill like cities around us do, and we actually remanufacture that and give it back to the citizens of Cass County and Logansport. Hopefully I answered that correct.
Your recommendation is to approve, did you say Vermeer Midwest?
Yes, sir, I did.
And I recall several different Vermeer bids.
This is
So
the
those
correct one.
would have come from different dealers?
Yes.
It's, okay. I would make the motion that we take this request under advisement until such time as we have a little bit more time to review. And then also, I see a hand out here in the audience that would like to come up and address the board. Is that right? So right now I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Yes, I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Now's your opportunity. Yeah, come on up.
My name's Terry Ryan.
If you would, please, yeah. Grab a seat right there, state your name and address, the company you're with for the record.
Terry O'Brien.
But I'm sorry, Terry. You almost have to be right on top of the microphone for Carol Sue to be able to pick it up.
Terry O'Brien. I'm with Link Environmental Equipment, Winnemac, Indiana. I know as the Board of Works you can do anything that you want to, but the purpose in taking bids is to get the best price for the specified equipment, therefore using the tax dollars wisely. You had 3 bids on 3 different tub grinders here, and any piece of equipment bid would do anything you wanted to do. They were basically, they had the same motor, they had the same construction as far as the tub, they had 1/4-inch floor, 3/16 sides. Basically, they were the same except for the price. You had one bidder that actually gave you a lot more money for your trade-in. And we demonstrated the Duratec tub grinder, and it did everything we were asked to do. In fact, we put a log in that one of the other companies actually refused to take. I got some pictures here. Can I give you these pictures?
Yeah, sure. We'll take them.
Shows the logs actually going in. That seemed to be a priority, was the logs. It actually did everything that you were asked to do, and we feel that we had the lowest, most responsive bid that met all your specified requirements and should be awarded the bid. Any questions? I'll be more than happy to try to answer them for you.
Okay. And again, you were present for the motion. The motion was to take the suggestion under advisement.
Yes.
So it's been moved and properly seconded, and this will allow us a little bit more time to review. And yes, I agree with you to a certain extent that price is very important, and in the end, we're looking for value as well as price. And I certainly have nothing bad at all to say about the piece of equipment that you displayed. I'm confident that you're a reputable company, and that the product that you...
Our shop is 30 minutes away.
Sure. Understand all those things, and that's part of why we want to take this under advisement. So I appreciate you being here, and I look forward to doing business with you at some point in time. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you very much. So, Dan, before you go, we have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? No discussion. Okay. It's been moved and properly seconded to take this, the recommendation by Superintendent Williams under advisement. There's no discussion, so all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0. All right. Thanks, Dan. Under new business, we have a request for a dumpster at 107 East Linden Avenue. Manuel Torres, is there anybody here representing Manuel Torres or 107 East Linden? You're nobody? Bill, you're familiar with this request? No. Okay. It looks pretty standard. 107 East Linden, the dumpster would be in front of the house, and it is for a re-roof. Typical. We'll keep an eye on it. If the dumpster is too far away from the curb, we usually send the street department over with their front end loader, and they bump it up against the curb, get it back as far as they can. So I'd make the motion that we approve the dumpster request for 107 East Linden.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0. Next is Building Commissioner. Hi, Bill.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I submitted my report for your review. I have nothing to add to the report. If you have any questions, I'll certainly entertain those.
See Dairy Queen's moving some dirt.
I'm not quite sure. They weren't last night, are they today? I have not seen yet, but they're clear to go. Expect a construction schedule from sometime today.
Okay. Everything appears to be in order. I appreciate the usual good job that you do and the detail that you provide. I make the motion that we approve the report of the building commissioner as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion?
None.
Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, pass it on, vote of 3-0. That's all the reports. Are there any board member comments?
No.
None.
Hearing none. Miscellaneous business, including ADA Section 504 compliance or concerns, or any other matters not already considered? None. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.